video where I'm planning to share some secrets that I have not shared in public so far, okay? And this weird secrets, when I say secrets, it is again a long topic, okay? First, let me wait for people who want to listen to this. And in the last live video, I told you that I would come on live if possible the next day. But I'm so sorry, I couldn't do that, okay? I couldn't come on live due to some work that I had to do, okay? So when it comes to this, okay, I'm sharing this for the first time. It is very, very hypothetical, okay? And it is a very huge topic, again. In order to understand this, first of all, you need to understand nature, how nature works, okay? When you were in mother's womb, right, nature provided you everything that you wanted to have, right? It provided nutrition. You were not even fully alive. You did not even see the world with your eyes. You were in your mother's womb. But still, nature provided you with everything. You were able to get nutrition, right? You were able to survive. You were able to breathe. Somehow you got oxygen. Everything happened as a miracle. So it shows something, okay? There is a pattern in nature, okay? If you observe, there are certain patterns in nature, okay? I have observed those patterns in nature. I'm very, very fond of it because I like it, okay? It gives a lot of wisdom when you observe these patterns. And one pattern among this is there are a lot of living beings in our world, right? And when you take any living being, especially the intelligent beings, I mean, somewhat intelligent beings like mammals, they take care of their children, okay? You can see that it is their instinct, right? Why? Because there is a pattern in nature which helps people to take care of their own, their own daughters and sons, their childs, their children, right? So this is the case with nature. Now, what makes you to think that these people who took care of us, your mother and father, okay, who took care of you when you were in your womb, what makes you to think that they will not take care of you when they have died? Because they still take care of you, okay? This is a very, very important point to understand in order to understand what I am going to say further, okay? Your parents, okay, are programmed by nature to take care of you. Your parents and even the parents of your parents, okay, they take care of you not only when you live, not only when they live, but they take care of you even after they die. When you look up the history of religions, okay, religious researchers who historians who research about religions, who research about how religion started in the first place, they make a very important observation, okay? The religion first started when we started burying people, okay? We lived like in animals before, okay? In the course of evolution, at some point of time, we lived like chimpanzees and all other creatures who are mammals, right? But at some point of time, we learned to speak. Language and culture were two important aspects of civilization, okay? One, we started to speak, and no animal can speak. The second is we have cultures, and no matter where you go, okay, there is a culture, right? And all these cultures, if you look at it, okay, the religion first started when they started to bury people. And why did they do it? Why did you have to think about it, okay? You have to really think about it, okay? There is no point in just giving you conclusions. Just think about it. Why people suddenly started burying dead bodies, okay? Why didn't they just leave the dead bodies just like that as animals do? Because there is a purpose. Because in my observations, and I am saying that this might not be 100% true, okay, but this is just my observation, and I am pretty confident about it. I have uh, I have developed a whole big theory based upon my observations, and the starting point is this: your parents take care of you even after they are dead. And how it is possible? It is possible because intentions have so much power, okay. Now if you read Upanishads, you will find out a statement, okay. The Brahman, which was one, okay, which was a singularity, okay, it did not have any kind of divisions, but at some point of time the Brahman intended to multiply. The key word here is that Brahman intended to multiply, right? The Brahman, which was just one, which was just the singularity, okay, it is the primordial singularity, okay. There were no distinctions, there was no matter, there was no energy, okay. There was no matter and there was no energy. Everything was just a singularity. This is confirmed by science, okay. And again, I'm not saying that everything that science has discovered was discovered by my ancestors. I am not Jaggi Vasudev, and I am not someone who is voting for BJP. Okay, I'm telling you because there should be a clear difference when I say this. Okay, when I say this, when I talk about this, I am not like a nationalist who is obsessive about saving my religion, saving my nationality. This is all bullshit. I know that. Okay, but what I am telling you is this. Okay, somehow, people who were living in our country as well as probably living in other countries discovered something, okay, about this singularity which intended to multiply, okay. So this intention has a lot of power. Now to tell you more about how intention works, okay, I will talk about something else. I'll give you an example. If you go to space, okay, where there is no gravity, where there is nothing to pull, where there is no resistance, if you throw a ball, it will keep going. It will keep going until there is some kind of resistance, okay, which stops the feed, which stops the speed, or which makes to fall the ball down, like gravity, for example. Why does, when you throw something, why does it fall down? Because something is actually attracting it downwards, right? So, I mean, I'm not 100% accurate when I say this because I'm not a scientist. I have not finished any doctorate in physics, but still, I want to say this example because intention works just like that. When there is an intention, okay, when there is an intention, no matter what kind of intention it is, okay, whether the intention is to eat, to sleep, to do whatever you want, when there is an intention, if there is no resistance to that intention is destined to become a reality. Do you get my point? Like, for example, if you think that you want to eat right now, what kind of resistance is going to be there for this intention, this particular intention? So you will go ahead and eat, right? But what if your intention is to become the billionaire, the wealthiest person in the world? Now there is a lot of resistance to this intention because almost everybody wants to become a billionaire, right? So this is how intention works. Intention, as long as it doesn't have any resistance, will become a reality. Write this down because it is similar to the Newton's first law, right? Intention. But again, I have to give you a warning, okay? This is a hypothesis, okay? This might not be completely true, and whatever I am going to say right now in this video might not be completely true, okay? There might be some kind of inaccuracies, but I have come up with this based on my own observations. I have discussed this with one person before who lives in Iran, but I lost touch with her, okay? But that is the only person, to my knowledge, to my memory, that is the only person to whom I discussed all these things, okay? I'm going to tell you more, okay? More, just wait for it, okay? The first thing you understood, right? Intention, as long as it doesn't have any resistance, will become a reality. Now think about the intentions which are in this world. Everybody has intentions, right? And the second is, intentions do not die, especially the intentions which are unresolved, okay, which doesn't have any kind of resistance. Okay, if there is an intention, for example, for some reason, maybe the intention has a lot of force. Okay, again, like if you are pushing let's assume that you are pushing something. Okay, you are pushing a very very heavy object. Okay, there are other people who are on the other side who are also pushing it. Okay, who are pushing it towards you. You are pushing it against them, they are pushing it towards you. Now if you have so much power, even though they are also pushing it against you, you will finally end up pushing it against them, right? So even if there is resistance, the intentions, finally the intention which can survive in spite of these forces, okay, which give resistance, will win, okay. And that is how our ancestors have had intentions, right? All of our ancestors have had intentions, and some of their intentions are still surviving because the force of their intentions was very very heavy. Okay, do you understand this? Now this means the intentions of our own human ancestors are protecting humanity in some way. This is how the concept of God and prayers were born, because when you say prayer, you are directly addressing to these intentions which are ready to help you. Okay, so I have some questions, but I will answer them later. Okay, so regarding these intentions, okay, now our ancestors had a way to they had figured out a way to access these intentions which are helping humanity. For now you understand something very simple. Okay, there are forces which are helping humanity. And how do you access these forces? I mean, they are always accessible as long as you have mind, as long as you are able to think, as long as you are able to produce your own intentions. These intentions of your own ancestors are still helping you, but to make it more efficient, to make it more powerful, there are some steps. And these steps were discovered very long ago, probably by many cultures, but we have a documented evidence of one culture which did this, which is the Vedic culture. Because Vedas, they were not written down, but they were spoken. Okay, they were transmitted traditionally, right? They were memorized and they were actually transmitted by traditions. Now when I first when I first read Vedas, okay, you know about Vedas, right? I'm talking about Rig, Yajur, Sam, and Atharvana Vedas. It didn't make any sense. Okay, I thought, okay, since I was educated in the modern world, I thought, okay, probably they were just worshippers who were worshipping natures. They didn't really know, they didn't really have explanations of the world, so they were just afraid, and they just started worshipping the nature. That is what I first thought. Okay. uh, See, the one question that I caught my attention was, does souls exist? But Buddha said anatta, that there is no souls. You are wrong. Okay, I've addressed this in my own blog post, guys. The one thing that you don't do is you only watch YouTube videos. You don't like reading written content. I have addressed about this very long back. Okay, maybe like I think in 2017 or 2018, what Buddha said when he meant about anatta, and I have even given a lot of sources from Buddhist scriptures. You can look it up. Okay, maybe if I have time, I will talk about it, but let me continue this. Okay. So what I was talking about, intentions are very very powerful, and the intentions of our ancestors are still in the air. We can access it, but there are ways to access it more efficiently. Okay, even if you don't do the steps that I'm going to give you right now, you will still be able to access the intentions, but it is very very feeble. It is very very weak. It is like, there is a Wi-Fi connection the Wi-Fi router is the Wi-Fi repeater or whatever it is in a very long distance, it is far away from you, and the connection is very, very weak. That is how you experience the power of these intentions right now. But there are a couple of ways to actually get the signal, okay? And again, I'm telling you that this is only hypothesis, okay? I might not be 100% accurate when I say this. I have said this to people, to my Iranian friend, okay? I will come back to that story later. So one main ingredient to access this intention is fire. Fire is a discovery of human beings. No other species, if you pay close attention to the nature, okay, no other species in the world has the luxury of enjoying the benefits of fire. What benefits do we have from fire? You know that, right? First, we can cook food. That is not the first, okay? The first is it gives light, okay? It gives light. When it is dark, if you light a lamp, it gives you light. That is the first and foremost, because light is the most essential thing, right? The most essential thing in our human experience. If you can't see something, okay, it is very, very bad, right? So fire gives light, okay, because food, you can get it without even fire. Without even fire, you can get food. All these animals are getting food without fire. They don't make use of the fire, right? I will slow down, Mr. Slow down. I will come to you, okay? Even the practicing Buddhists say, Buddha said, no self, no soul. Practicing Buddhists say that, right? Did Buddha say it? I'm not really, talking about it right now. Okay, I will come to it. Okay, I will come to the Buddhist explanation. First of all, okay, forget about soul. Okay, do you want one answer? Okay, there is not like a single entity in your body. That is what you call a soul, right? Atman, the word Atman itself is very, very tricky. Okay, do you know Sanskrit? If you know Sanskrit, you will know the meaning of the word Atman. Okay, and in what context did Buddha mention the word Anatta? Do you know this? See, you need to understand this. Okay. Well, let me talk about this a bit. Let me elaborate on this, because people are confused. Because first of all, the Buddhist literature that we have right now, the Buddhist concept that we have right now, was created by Western people who did not have any idea about Sanskrit. I will come back to you. First of all, tell me the meaning of the word Atman in Sanskrit. Okay, Pali and Sanskrit is very, very Pali. The okay, you know a little bit Sanskrit. Okay, Mama nama Shanmukha, Bhavataha nama kim? Can you reply this? If you reply, see, I will tell you. Okay, see, the Buddhism, as we understand, was created by Western people. Okay, the word anatta is not, it is not something that has to be meant. It is not like a word that you can just take out of the context. Okay, anatta, oh my god, this makes me laugh, really. This seriously makes me laugh. Okay, Atman means self, it does not mean soul. Okay, write this down. Okay, Atman does not mean soul, it means you. Do you exist is the question right now. Okay, do you exist? Because Atman, okay, for example, Atmanaha means by self, by myself, right? Atman is not aham. I also lost touch with Sanskrit, but aham Atmanaha pashyami means I'm saying myself. So Atman is the word that refers to you. Do you exist or not? You tell me. Okay, forget about the word soul. Okay, just give me the answer for this question. Do you exist? Yes? Okay, I'll come back to this. Okay, just remember this, because this is the actual word for Atman. When you refer to the word Atman in a third person, okay, that is when, when you refer yourself in third person, that is when you actually use the word Atman, okay? You can even see the declination for the word Atman, okay? I really lost touch with Sanskrit, guys. But again, if I had refreshed my knowledge, I would have told you more about this. But again, I will come back to you, okay? Let us first talk about this. I was talking about fire, right? I was talking about intentions and how to access the intentions. The main ingredient, the main ingredient, okay, or the main device to access the intentions of our ancestors is fire. You might have heard about a lot of incidents where people were talking to ghosts, people were talking to dead people. What do? They light a candle, right? They light a candle. A candle was a very important ingredient in those scenarios, because this candle is a communication device. Okay, a fire is the communication device. That is why the fire is present in every ritual. Okay, most of the rituals in the world involve fire. Why? Because fire helps human beings to communicate with our ancestors, and this was not just discovered by logic. People discovered intuitively using their instinct. We have some instinct, right? We have some reflexes. For example, there is something called sucking reflex. Okay, a newborn baby knows that if it needs to get food, it has to suck the milk from the breast, right? It is a sucking reflex. Just like that, we are programmed with certain instructions. We know what to do. Okay, for example, when we are hungry, we know that we should eat, right? Even a tiger knows it, even a lion knows it, even a cat knows it. When it is hungry, it is programmed to hunt and eat its food, right? So, so that is how it is, right? So, I know I lost track a little bit because I thought about something. So, yeah, we have certain instincts. So, because of this intuition, our ancestors had discovered that fire has a very important place when it comes to accessing the intentions of our own ancestors. That is one thing. But it is not only fire, okay? There are a couple of more ingredients, two more ingredients, I'll tell you. One is, they also knew that these intentions have certain power. They address these intentions with a specific name, okay? Think about the collective force of all these intentions, okay? For example, thousands of people are pulling a vehicle to move forward, okay? All these thousands of people are pushing the vehicle, okay? Pushing the vehicle to move forward, and the vehicle is moving. Now, these 1,000 people have 1,000 different energies, 1,000 different forms and everything. But anyway, we can still address it as a single entity, right? A single entity pushing the vehicle. That single entity was called as, okay, God might not be a perfect word for it. In Vedic culture, they used a specific name for it, which is Indra, okay? Which is Indra. Now, if you look up Rig Veda, okay, Rig Veda is where we first hear about the person Indra, right? Indra is not just a person who lived. It is just a collective force, the collective energy of all our ancestors, okay? That is what Indra means, okay? Now, if you look at the Vedic literature, it talks about three things: Indra, Agni, and Soma. These three are the main deities of Vedic culture, okay? They worshipped Agni because they thought it is the messenger. It takes the message, okay? Just now I was talking about fire, right? I don't understand what you're saying. Can you elaborate? I think you have contributed your own personal contribution to Eastern Canon, okay? Please elaborate it, okay? So I was talking about these three things: Indra, Agni, and Soma. Now let us talk about Soma, okay? We talked about Indra, right? The collective force which is guiding the humanity, okay? There is some kind of force which is guiding humanity. This is true. I have personally experienced it. And again, I have personally experienced the power of fire, when it comes to when I say this, I'm talking about the lighter, okay? The lighter. Okay, when you press the lighter, there is fire, right? So the fire was Indra, Agni, and Soma were three main ingredients. Now, what is Soma? Soma was Again, there has been a lot of researches about soma. Okay, what exactly is soma? What kind of plant they used? And there are many candidates for soma. Some people say that it is cannabis. Some people say that it is ephedra or some kind of stimulant. Some people say that it is a different plant. The truth is, they had some kind of recipe. Okay, for this. Probably it has everything. And I think the main candidate is cannabis, because cannabis has the power to access what I was just talking about, right? But what does it really do is, oh my God. Okay, what does it really do is, it increases the dopamine level in your brain. Okay, if you consume soma, okay, the main reason why they consume soma is because it increases the dopamine level in your brain. And this increased level of dopamine also contributes to this. Okay, you will be able to access your ancestors' intentions when the dopamine level is high in your brain. This is my observation, guys. Again, this is not the complete truth. I might be wrong. Okay, I am telling you this. This is a disclaimer. I might not be completely correct on this. I am just sharing my observations. Okay, so far I have tested it myself. I mean, when I say I have tested it, it doesn't mean that I can just reproduce it anytime. It is completely unpredictable, but I have observed it. Okay, and I have seen that these three things. Okay, one is that they always had this intuition that there is some kind of guiding force which guides humanity. Okay, so all our ancestors' intentions, you can collectively, you can name it, you can give it a single name, Indra. Okay, and to communicate with Indra, they used Agni. Okay, fire, and to make it efficient, they used soma, so that it increases dopamine level in the brain. And I will give you a very crazy example. I mean, very crazy example in the sense, I mean, it is very controversial. Okay, smoking is injurious to health, right? I agree. Okay, smoking is injurious to health. But one thing that happens when you smoke is, you light the cigarette, there is fire, right? And then it also somehow triggers dopamine release. Okay, somehow it releases dopamine, or maybe it increases the dopamine level in your brain. That is how you smoke. That is exactly what makes smoking addictive. But I observed this very clearly. Whenever I smoked, suddenly I got some kind of idea. So it is like, I'm telling you the truth. Okay, I'm not making this up. Okay, it was not almost, it was extra sensory perception, ESP, right? Have you heard about it? We always talk about extra sensory perception, like telepathy and things like that. But it happened a lot in 2022. Okay, it stopped happening for a while now. Okay, but it happened a lot last year. Okay, whenever I don't know anything, for example, I didn't know the way to go somewhere. Okay, there is a road to left, there is a road to right, and I don't know whether I should take left or right. Suddenly I light a cigarette and I know. It happened. I'm not making this up. If my friend who I have shared this with is watching, she will remember what I have told. Okay, this really happened. Okay, this really happened, and that was really, really amazing for me. Okay, because cigarette, I mean, I'm not asking you to smoke cigarettes. I'm just telling you. Okay, like for example, to increase dopamine levels, there are a lot of other ways. Okay, obviously, smoking cigarettes are injurious to health. So this is the main idea. Okay, I don't want to elaborate it further right now. First of all, it is too late, so I will just go ahead and take care of the comments. Seems like I've got a lot of comments right now. Okay, first of all, you need to understand. Okay, there is a sukta. Okay, I will talk about Buddhism. Okay, the first problem. Okay, with the confusion, okay, the confusion that Western people have created, okay, when they were reading our text is this: they did not really understand what was really going on our land, right? What we were inquiring about. If you take Anatha Lakkhana Sutta, okay, do you know what is Anatha Lakkhana Sutta? Have you read it? The person who is asking about Buddhism, okay, no Shanmugam, even practicing Buddhists say that Buddha said no, sir, no self, soul or no self. I'm asking a question to you, Mr. Slow Down. Have you ever read Anatha Lakkhana Sutta in Pali, okay? I mean, translated version. Anatha Lakkhana Sutta, if it is in Pali, right? In Sanskrit, it will be Anatma Lakshana Sutta, okay? In Pali and Sanskrit are very, very related, right? In Sanskrit, they would have called it as, if the Sutta was actually written in Sanskrit, they would have called it as Anatma Lakshana Sutta, okay? Anatma means not no self, non-self, you can say non-self, okay? Lakshana means the Lakshana. Do you know what is Lakshana? Like symptoms or grammar, you know, how something is supposed to look like, that is Lakshana, okay? Sukta means it is a poem, okay? It is a kind of poem. Sukta is kind of poem. So in Anatha Lakshana Sukta, what Buddha really says is that there is no self in your intelligence. There is no self in your five senses. There is no self. You need to pay attention to this very, very closely. This is very important, okay? Please go ahead and read it again, okay, if you haven't read it. There is these Western people who translated it and who made it up as Buddha did not. Buddha said that there is no... Forget about the word soul. Soul is an English word, right? I'm talking about Atman, okay? Nobody can deny the existence of Atman because Atman means you. Do you exist? Can you ever tell me that you don't exist? No, right? Do you exist or not? For the God's sake, please write it down or please fix a tattoo in your hand. Atman does not mean soul, okay? Atman means you. Do you exist? If you know Sanskrit, if you know Pali, I'm very angry, guys, because all these stupid people have created a lot of stupid theories and they have divided the world, okay? Divided the world like anything. I have a lot of stories to say about this, okay? Atman does not mean soul, okay? If anybody who says that Atman means soul, he is a complete idiot. Atman means you. Learn Sanskrit and you will know, okay? Do you exist? I'm asking you, do you exist or not? Do you exist? Can anybody say that you do not exist? You do exist, right? But who are you? Who the fuck are you? Are you the five senses? Are you the body? That is the inquiry that Buddha took. I mean, that is the inquiry that Buddha was making. Read the Anatma Lakshana Sukta and you will know about it yourself. He says there is no self in five senses. There is no self in the body. There is no self in the intelligence. So this is exactly what Adi Shankara says in Nirvana Shatkam. There is no self in five. You read the Nirvana Shatkam and you read the Anatma Lakshana Sukta. They are exactly the same. Do you understand this? See, this is one unbelievable tragedy that has happened to our Indian philosophy. They think that Buddhism, and I am very angry because of this tragedy, guys. This is tragic. Don't ever tell me that Buddhism and Advaita Vedanta is different. My first book is titled The Truth About Spiritual Enlightenment, Bridging Buddhism, Science and Advaita Vedanta. Do you even give a fuck about this? Just coming and commenting in every post is not a good idea, right? You need to first of all remember what I have written in my first book. Buddha never said that Atman does not exist because Atman means you. Do you exist or not? And who are you? Who am I? Is the question that Ramana Maharishi has asked you for spiritual progress, right? Do you understand, guys? Yeah, probably I was very angry a minute ago, but I am very, very compassionate, okay? Please understand, Buddha never said that there is no Atman. Whoever says that Buddha was saying that there is no Atman was bullshitting, because the worst tragedy happened when they tried to translate the Indian text into English. And oh my God, because it makes me laugh in the one gun, guys. For example, what is Brahman? They translate it into God. Again, I have mentioned it in my first book, okay? Please go ahead and read my first book, okay? If you haven't read it, I will post my link in my next community post, okay? I'm going to sleep right now in the next 15 or 20 minutes, okay? Once I finish with this discourse, okay? There is a huge problem with the translation. For example, Brahman does not translate to God, okay? Atman does not translate to soul. You need to first understand this. These are very, very unique words. You need to have certain explanation for it, okay? You need to read about, not only read about it, you need to experience what it is, okay? Brahman does not translate to a person who is sitting on the sky, who doesn't have a fuck about what you're doing, okay? Think about the concept of God, guys, for example, okay? God is a person, okay? A person who created the world in 7 days. And then, after he created the world, he doesn't give a fuck about us. He is simply sitting, no matter what happens, no matter whether BJP is ruling or Congress is ruling, no matter people are stripped naked in Manipur, a state in India, which is a hot news right now, okay? No matter what happens in the world, no matter whether somebody is bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and he is very, very kind. And how are we supposed to understand that? And that is why there is a different sect called atheism who says that, okay, that God does not exist. Okay, first of all, okay, all these stories makes me really laugh, guys, okay? I hope you get my point, right? I hope you get my point, right? First of all, read this, okay? One thing, okay, before I close this topic and move to the next topic, I want to make something very, very clear, okay? Buddha did not say that soul does not, Atman does not exist, because Atman is you. He just said in Anatha Lakkhana Sutta that you don't exist in this. You are not this, you are not the body, you are not the, that is the meaning of Anatma Lakshana Sutta. For God's sakes, I have explained it 4 years before, and still people who are a lot of, I have got a lot of experience with trolls, right, who don't care about reading the book, who don't care about reading the content, who don't care about understanding the thing, okay? And second point that I want to tell you is the Anatha Lakkhana Sutta or Anatma Lakshana Sutta of Buddhism and the Nirvana Shatkam or Atma Shatkam of Adi Shankaracharya is exactly the same. Exactly the same, okay? There's no difference. Okay, let us talk about oh my God, there is a lot of comments. I'm sorry, I didn't check all this. Okay, I'm just going through the comments, guys, okay? Just give me a minute. Okay, please give me a minute. I read Valpola Rahula. Who is that? I don't know, guys. Atman, yes, I exist in my body. There is no self. Okay, this I want to address this question. Adi Shankara is called a pseudo-Buddhist, right? When it comes to Adi Shankara, I think he made a very great revolution in our country. A lot of people misunderstand Adi Shankara seriously, especially people who are from Dravidian parties. In Tamil Nadu, it is happening a lot. Okay, see, I don't belong to a particular party, but it is very sad that truth is distorted because of politics in the world, okay? I'm not talking about just one particular party. In fact, there are a lot of parties in India, and everybody want to get votes by using people's sentiments and people's religious beliefs. So they don't really care about the truth. They freely distort the truth just like they want, okay? And one such example is how Adi Shankara has been misunderstood, especially by Tamil people, okay? It is not only Adi Shankara, even Bhagavad Gita has been misunderstood a lot by people, especially from Dravidian parties in Tamil Nadu, right? I mean, I don't have anything against them. I think they are doing better in comparison with other parties in Tamil Nadu, but still they are wrong about many things. I can tell you that for sure, okay? No political party is right because they want to get votes. That's it, right? So, yeah, Adi Shankara was called a pseudo-Buddhist because the concept that is discussed in Buddhism is just like science, okay? It is very, very hard to understand. Common people have a lot of difficulty in understanding. For example, if somebody says, okay, there is no self, there is no you, there is no self in your body, there is no self in your mind, there is no self in your indriyas, there is no self in your, how exactly would a common man understand this, right? That is the problem, guys. That is the only problem, okay? So, it is not really wrong when they say that, Adi Shankara was, because it is not that Buddhism and Advaita Vedanta is different, right? Essentially, they are same. So, if Adi Shankara was a Vedantist, definitely he is Buddhist. There is no need to even there is no need to even add the word pseudo in front of it. Why should he even called a pseudo Buddhist? Okay, he is, of course, a Buddhist because he is a Vedantist, and that is exactly what my first book talks about. Advaita Vedanta and Buddhism, unfortunately, people don't understand, but it says the same thing, okay? The only proof that I can give you is go ahead and explore these two poems. One is Nirvana Shatkam or Atma Shatkam written by Adi Shankara. The other is Anatha Lakkhana Sutta or Anatma Lakshana Sutta, okay, which is in Buddhist scriptures, okay? They are exactly the same. So they just took this one word Anatha. They thought, okay, Atman means soul. So Buddha says that soul doesn't exist. Shankaracharya says that soul exists. This is stupid, right? See how much confusion can happen when you don't understand a language, right? Very clearly, right? But Buddha says even that the self does not exist in consciousness. Yeah, does self exist in consciousness? I'm asking you. I mean, self, when I say self now, you need to understand it is about the you that you think yourself to be. Does it exist in consciousness? I'm asking you a question, okay? Consciousness is free of self, right? See, again, read my book, okay? I actually differentiated between the self with a capital S and the self with a small. How many confusion happens because of language, guys? Oh my God, okay? The self with the capital S and the self with the lowercase s are completely different. We are talking now about the lowercase s, okay, in the self. What do you think you are? You might say, okay, my name is so and so, I come from this city, I speak this language, my religion is this. This self, does it exist in consciousness? Yes or no? If it is no, then Buddha is correct, right? See, that is what he was talking about. See, this is very, 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 very delicate, okay? You need to pay close attention. When somebody uses a word, you need to understand the context, okay? What exactly he means by that word. That is what you need to understand. When he uses the word Atman, does he mean Brahman? For example, in reality, you are everything, right? You are essentially you are everything. But what you take yourself to be is not everything. It is very, very limited. Do you understand the difference? Okay. You as Brahman, okay, is everything. That is what Upanishad say. Tattvamasi means you are that. When it says you are that, when Upanishad say Tat Vamasi. If you go to Sabarimala, okay, the main purpose of going to Sabarimala is to actually read that word, the Mahavakya from Upanishads, which says Tat Tvam Asi, which means you are that. What is that and what is you? You are essentially Brahman. You are not your body, you are not your mind, and you are not even consciousness, because what you think yourself to be doesn't exist. But essentially, who are you then? You are everything. Do you understand the difference? So, yes, what you take yourself to be does not exist in consciousness too. Do you understand the difference? I hope you understand, okay? Is Atman concept explained in your book? It is explained very well in my book. I mean, whatever I'm telling you right now is already explained in my book in a very clear way. I'm surprised that um, but one thing that I understood, okay, by my experiences, people who read my content and people who watch my videos are like two different, they have two different colors, they have two different understandings. People who love to read books in general would love to read my book too, right? First of all, if you want to read my book, you should have a habit of reading books, right? But watching videos, everybody can do. Everybody has habit of watching videos. We have been programmed to watch videos ever since we were a child. So watching a video is not a very difficult task to people. So my audience, I'm telling you something, okay, something very interesting. I have observed my audience who reads my book, who reads my blog articles. They belong to a totally different criteria, okay. And people who just watch my videos, probably 30% of the people who watch my videos really understand my content. The other 70%, okay, they just watch every videos, they just comment, okay. Not just trolls, I'm just talking about people who just love to comment, okay, who want to say, look at me, I'm also commenting, right? I also have access to internet. I also have some opinion. Read my opinion. It is just a show off, that's it, okay. I have got used to it, okay. And just 1 hour ago, there was one idiot. I just blocked him, okay. The same kind of idiots who just come and comment without even knowing the background of what I say about Surya Gayatri, to be more specific, okay. How good of a philosopher was J. Krishnamurti? Okay. See, J. Krishnamurti was addressing a situation in the world, okay, back then, okay. Back then he was addressing a kind of situation, okay. In today's world, J. Krishnamurti is outdated, okay, because J. Krishnamurti played a very important part those days, okay. So in today's world, we have access to everything, okay. We have access to everybody's wisdom, okay. You need to first understand, okay, the world that we are living right now is entirely different from how it was 20 to 30 years before, okay. So whether you talk about J. Krishnamurti or Osho, they themselves have limited access to certain materials. We have unlimited access these days, okay. You just go open up Google, it is different, okay. So let us not really compare about the thought process that we have in the spiritual circles today. And J. Krishnamurti was like a pioneer, okay. For example, there is a difference between Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein, right? Do you understand the difference? Like, Isaac Newton came up with something. Obviously, Albert Einstein's discovery is contradicted with the discoveries of Isaac Newton, but it doesn't mean that Isaac Newton was not worth it, or it doesn't mean that he did not make any significant contribution, right? So yes, J. Krishnamurti was excellent. He was extremely good, okay. He was extremely good when it comes to taking somebody to an inquiry by speech, okay. But in today's world, J. Krishnamurti is outdated, just like Microsoft Windows, okay. It is not so simple. There is okay. Let us talk. I'm just going through other comments. Okay, looks like people are discussing among themselves. Oh, I really like it, man. You can discuss these things. It is really good that at least there are certain people who are discussing these topics with each other. David Manova. I can give you my email ID. We can chat using that. See, if you go to whoever want to contact me, okay, first of all, let me tell you something, okay. Whoever want to contact me, if you go to my website, I have a contact form, okay. The only reason why I don't know why it is not a big deal, okay. My email address is boris83@gmail.com, but when you actually publish it on the website, you will get a lot of spam emails, okay. Since I worked in IT, I know that I don't really want that. That is exactly the reason why I didn't openly say that this is my email address. But yeah, it is no big deal, okay. But saying that out loud in the video is different. But publishing is, there are a lot of softwares out there, okay, which scans for email addresses. They send a lot of spam emails. That is the only reason, okay. So yeah, you can contact me through the website, but if you want, you can even directly contact me, okay. boris83@gmail.com. Again, I have to spell it phonetically, okay. So it is better you just contact me through the website, and then when I reply you will know my email address anyway, okay. Okay, you have Telegram. Okay, it is not to me anyway. Good. Looks like there's a lot of comments, man. Okay. Okay, a couple of questions now. I have to finish anyway, but how is things with Surya Gayatri? Did you read the community post that I posted just a while ago? See, one thing you need to understand first of all when I talk about Surya Gayatri, okay, it is completely different. It is a connection with another human being. Forget about the reason why many people are so, many people seem to be so interested in it is because I am a guy, right? I'm a guy, and Surya Gayatri is a girl. But if you just forget about that one thing, and if you just look at it, that there are two different human beings who have something in common. I think that there is another human being in this world, okay, who can be a companion to me so that I can do my work better, okay, in order to, that is what I think, okay. But when you actually filter it, okay, this guy is a guy 40 years old, that guy is a girl, that is when there is a problem. Forget about it. I am talking about a connection with another human being. And I think if we are together, we can change the world, change the society to some extent. This is the truth, okay. I'm telling you, it is very, very simple. It is nothing complicated. Only when you build up stories based on that, when you think, okay, Shanmugam is a guy who is 40 years old. He is interested in a girl who is just 18 years old. Then that is when you have a problem, okay. Forget about it. It is one human being who is very much passionate about helping humanity. That person is interested in another human being who is also interested to spread happiness in the world. What the fuck is wrong with that? And I don't believe there are so many idiots who don't understand even this simple thing. Tell me about your Iranian ex-Jeff. Not right now, okay? Not today, okay? I just have one more thing. Do you have control over your thoughts? Meaning, do you have a steady stream of thoughts without having any control over it? Can you sit down for 10 minutes without a single thought? Okay, I think it is a huge topic. Okay, you need to first. This raises a lot of questions. What is thought? What is control? And who is controlling it? Okay, this seems to be a very. This question itself is a very big topic because there is a huge misunderstanding in spiritual community. Some people think the standard. Okay, if you want to achieve the highest potential, it means that you should not have any thoughts. That is not true. Thoughts are necessary to conduct your life. So you would need thoughts depending on how your life is. Okay. Do you understand this? See, for example, if you sleep right now, there is no alarm. Okay. If you want to wake up at 4 p.m. this evening and you are sleeping at 1 p.m., you need to have thoughts, right? Thoughts are not bad. That is exactly what people think even after Osho, okay. Maybe Osho did a very good job in a lot of things, but Again, I don't agree with Osho completely. He was wrong too. Anybody can be wrong, okay, including me, because they are supposed. No human being can be 100% correct, okay. So don't ever think that it is a criteria to measure somebody's spiritual development based on how many thoughts that you have, because I know this question comes from that. I have also been a seeker. I also thought once that absence of thoughts is a measure of spiritual enlightenment or whatever. It is not so, okay. Absence of thought is a measure of your activity in your social life. If you don't do anything in the society, okay, if you live in a cave, if food comes in the morning, in the evening, and at lunch, you won't have any thoughts. You don't have to have thoughts, because thoughts are necessary when you are living in the practical life. You can't escape it. But yes, 95% of the, the noise, the mental noise, the unnecessary thoughts are reduced. That is true, okay. But yes, still you have to retain some kind of thoughts to function in the society, okay. So do you only have appropriate thoughts, or also you have random useless thoughts? Random useless thoughts, okay. Do you think that nature gives you useless thoughts, okay? You are getting what you feed in your mind, right? So again, we need to, so yeah, it's a long topic, guys, but yeah, to understand, to just answer your questions, I only have very less thoughts, that is helping me for my survival, okay. So useless thoughts, I don't know how do you define useless, okay. But yeah, to be very specific, yeah, I only get thoughts which are necessary for my survival, and which is aligned to my interests, okay. So yes, okay, now it has been a long time, okay. Maybe I will finish it exactly after it is 1 hour, okay. It is 57 minutes right now, okay, and it is still, I have to go to the bathroom, okay. So I'm just controlling it only to continue the conversation, because I want to. But I hope this session was useful. I talked about a lot of things, right? In fact, I actually somehow, okay, maybe I will answer this question, okay, a little bit. Tell me about Iranian XGF. She was a very great girl, okay. It is just that she is very, very young. So she doesn't understand me as much as I understood her, okay. That is a problem with many of these people, okay. The only thing why we didn't, why we had to break up is kind of because of Surya Gayatri. Because of my affection with Surya Gayatri, okay. Of course, no young girl can tolerate this in this today's world, okay. See, we have been, we were in a relationship for some time, okay, for a while. And in fact, we planned to marry too, but she was in Iran and I am in India. Who is going to even help me to travel to Iran, or help her to travel to India? We don't have funds. We don't have any means to connect with each other, and we have certain other complications too. We had certain other complications, okay. I'm just being very frank with you since you asked me this question. She is a Muslim, right? And I am a Hindu. And she told me, if we get married, you need to be a Muslim when you come to Iran. And how the hell is that going to happen? Because I'm a Hindu, okay. And I told her one thing. See, I don't believe in changing my religion, because my concept is, in my second book, I discussed that all religions are the same. So if I convert to a different religion, it wouldn't even make sense, okay. Why should I convert to a different religion? But she told me again, if you want to come to Iran, you have to be a Muslim. How can be a Hindu in India and Muslim in Iran? That seemed to be very, very complicated. But I told her, okay, you come to India, okay, I'm ready to marry you tomorrow. If you come to India right now, okay, if you can come to India, I don't have money. She doesn't have money either. What can we do? Tell me. And in the meanwhile, Surya Gayatri came into my life. This added to the pressure, okay. And finally it was me who actually broke up. Actually, I had to be very honest. And at some point of time, it was I told her we should stop talking. Eventually, we stopped talking. And after that, I tried to contact her, but she didn't respond. She said she moved on. Okay, that's fine. Okay. But I still love to talk to her. Okay. If she comes into my life again, as a friend at least, okay, I mean, she is just a young girl, right? She doesn't understand all these things. I don't hate anybody, okay? And she didn't understand it, but I shared whatever I shared with you today in this video. The only person that I shared with it before was that girl, okay? Because we spoke about many things together, and also I know one thing: India and Iran have a special connection. Do you know this? If you don't know, find out about it. We will talk about it in the next video, okay? I don't have time for it, okay? What is so common with the Iranian religion and the Vedic religion, okay? How old was the ex-GF? I think she was like, she was born in 1999. You figured it out, okay? December 31st, 1999, okay? 24 years old, obviously, right? That's it, guys. Thank you very much for your time, okay? I plan to talk about a lot, but I don't have time, okay? So I want to sleep, okay? I want to go to the bathroom. I want to have dinner, okay? And I want to sleep as well, okay? So thanks for your time. It was a very, very, oh my God. I think the person who has the ID slow down, okay? I can just say slow down, man. Slow down, okay? So yeah, please slow down. Let us talk about many things. Okay, Sumit, you are correct. Okay, yes, the religions are similar, man. Okay, Iranian religion and Vedic religion are exactly the same. Okay, we don't know everything what happened to them. Okay, but some point of time there was a split, but it is the same. What we have, we call Soma as Soma. They call it as Homa. Okay, so it is the same. Okay, Iranians and Indians, okay, we have the same background, okay. For some reason, we split, okay. So that's it, guys. I can't talk anymore, okay. I want to go. So thank you very much for your time. But I can tell, and also I am very, very thank you for contributing here. There was an interesting conversation between yourself, and I want to encourage it, okay. Find out the truth. Feel free. Don't get addicted to one person, one guru, including me, okay. I'm not claiming that I know everything, okay. I'm just your friend sharing, okay, whatever that happened to me. That's it, okay. So people still misunderstand me, and I can see those misunderstandings in the video itself, okay. So yeah, take care. Thank you very much. You have a good night. Bye.